On the other hand, like in our industry, like especially the film, have you ever seen? First of all, have you ever seen Malayalam films? In Malayalam, Indian film is still
I have seen a couple of Bollywood films.
Bollywoods, right? Okay.
Uh, Typically Indian. I've recently watched a film called Mississippi Masala, which was made by an Indian immigrant to America. Zoran Mamdani, who's one of the mayor in New York, his mum made that film. So you know, I watched the film, and that's as far as like me sort of Eastern village.
Okay, so you have seen at least some of Bollywood films.
A little bit of Bollywood. Yeah.
What is your take on Indian films?
So from a sort of Western standpoint, we're seeing the films are an art form that should be taken very seriously. And, you know, there's art that's good, which just sounds like, you know, Oppenheimer and The Wolf of Wall Street and things like that, made by these establishment directors. And there's films that are just like things for kids, like, you know, your animated films and that. But I feel like in the Western world, we've got a real idea that Bollywood is like its own sort of subsector of film, which is like a bit silly, no real sort of storyline, and just like music and dancing. But from some of the things I've watched and some Indian films that I've seen, like I feel like it could be a really emerging film space. You know, there's a lot of creatives in the world who just don't get a lot of push and funding.
Right. The funding is always a problem there. But to be honest with you, like I watch Hindi films much, but I come from a really small area of India, which is known as Kerala. So we have a really, so first of all, India has 108 languages. It's just half of UK. Like, and it's like too much languages issue. So,
And that Bollywood is just one industry that is in India.
yes, but that is the industry which has much of the funding there. So that's why it's like Deepika Padukone or Priyanka Chopra, who's who's outside of Bollywood because of funding, and she could jump, right? She had an option to jump. Not it's like jumping or getting out of the industry, but it's like if I can dream, I can do it, right? But Malayalam, and this is like South Indian films, but I really recommend you guys to just watch it. Just it's not like a prejudice talking about me, like Quentin Tarantino, right? Quentin Tarantino from Quentin Tarantino, right? So in Kill Bill, there is a shot where there is an animation, like it's like brutal, right? So it was actually rough. Quentin Tarantino openly stated, like it is referenced by a Tamil actor slash director, but he's like the OG in Tamil, right? His name is Kamal Hassan. So it was like way before Quentin Tarantino had this thing. Kamal Hassan was bombing it, bro, like bombing it. But his films are more on existentialism. It's like rude.